our next guest tonight, a man who will probably be front row and center for that fantastic little show and that little charade that could be put on by Mr. James Sinfield of the London Majors, is Chris Messina. He is the IBL play-by-play guy for the Ottawa Fat Cats. Good evening, Chris. How are you?
I'm pretty good, Norm. Yourself?
Not too bad. Did you catch the coach for the London Majors and his little charade, his mocking of the umpire during last night's Game 2 in London?
No, I didn't see that part of it. I heard about it. It sounded pretty funny, though.
Yeah, certainly pretty funny. You know, the theatrics, it's the kind of stuff that Earl Weaver would do. Jimmy Leland gets pretty animated. It's the kind of stuff that the Cal Ripken Sr. might try to pull off. Bobby Cox. It's right out there, man. It's just pretty wild. I guess that's what baseball is all about, trying to get the crowd pumped up, but more importantly, the team pumped up, because they would score 3 runs after that and take the game away from the Ottawa Fat Cats. So we are tied at 1, heading to Ottawa, 3 straight tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Are you surprised that this series is tied? Did you think maybe London would be up 2-0 and that Ottawa would have to scrap and claw to stay in this series on home turf? Or are you thinking, you know what, 1-1 sounds about right?
No, 1-1 sounds about right. When I saw Matt McGovern was going Game 1, that to me was kind of the key for the trip to London for the Fat Cats. If they were going to win one, it was going to be that game there. He is the ace of this team, and whenever he pitches, as of late, it's been lights out for them. I think it's going to be. There's a good chance I think Ottawa could take a lead here and take a couple from the Majors at home. Though they've played very well here at Ottawa Stadium, they haven't been so great on the road. But the one thing that doesn't surprise me is the travel. It's something that they're used to. And I think that's going to be an advantage for them here in the playoffs, because a lot of teams aren't used to that bus ride on a regular basis. But for the Fat Cats, they're used to making the trip every weekend or every second weekend.
For as good as the Majors were, I guess cumulatively, with a nice record, 22-13 or something along those lines, they did finish the season 5-5, and they had a losing record against the Fat Cats, so that has to count for something. And they don't play well, particularly well, in Ottawa in that big cavernous stadium, the former Lynx Stadium. So it certainly should be interesting. McGovern went on Wednesday. He went the distance: 9 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, great ratio. He looked fantastic, and he really kept the Majors hitters at bay, and that's not really typically an easy thing to do. Do you see McGovern getting back out there since he started Wednesday? We're thinking Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Do we see him Sunday, or does he have to pitch back in London for Game 6 or 7?
No, I'm pretty sure that he's going to probably go Sunday here in Ottawa. I think that they're going to try and get him into 3 games in this series. Mm-hmm. He's been by far their best pitcher, and the other guys have been very inconsistent throughout the year. They've had some of their other starters like Brett Sabarin and William Sebastian kind of evolve and turn into more consistent guys in the latter part of the year, but from start to finish, McGovern's been their best pitcher, and I think that if they're going to have any shot at winning this series, he's going to have to make 3 of the 7 starts if there is 7 games. And, that's going to be the wild card for Ottawa, is how do these other guys do? Josh Soffer, was one of the league's leaders in innings pitched this year, but that was, I believe, his first start of the season in Game 2, and he, didn't pitch the way he wanted to. It's going to be, for these guys, it's going to really depend on how the other pitchers in the rotation do. Like I said, they've been kind of inconsistent, and for London, if they see McGovern 3 times, those are probably the best 3 chances the Fat Cats are going to have at winning games.
Looking at Ottawa's record during the regular season, 16 wins, 18 losses. When Matt McGovern's on the mound, it seems like this team's the favorite to win. But with the other guys, a crapshoot. You know how it works with the ace. The ace goes out and gives you the innings. The ace gives you the chance to win. It's the other guys. What's it going to be on this given day? And it seems when you have a record at the end of a regular campaign that is under 500, that the other guys more often than not have not been coming through. What is this Ottawa team about, and why is this team not better than its record indicates?
I think it's a younger team, and only the second year in the league. It's something that they're kind of building right now. I think they're going to get better as the franchise gets more stable. But the one thing that they're really missing in their lineup is a big slugger. They had Clay Mathis earlier in the year, and it didn't work out for him. They ended up releasing him and signing Liddell Hayes, but they don't. They only hit 9 home runs all season long, and they are in a pitcher's park. But you got to hit for a little bit more power. They're a team that doesn't run a ton. They have a couple guys that can steal some bases for you. But if you're going to be a slap ball team and a singles team, not really have a lot of extra base hits, you're going to have to be a little quicker on the base paths. And I think they've been. And I think that's really what they're missing right now is just having a guy that can really drive the ball of the yard on a regular basis. It's tough to rely on pitching every single night in this league, and that's what they have to do. If you look at the numbers across the line, offensively, Ottawa is bottom 3 in pretty much every major category, and then it's vice versa when it comes to the pitching side of things. So I think that's what they're going to have to do to improve going forward.
I know in London, Roops had difficulty keeping players in the lineup for an extended period of time. Alan Catrice down to injury. There are others who have work commitments, players who have left town and then they come back. It's the life in the IBL. Baseball for most players is a passion. It's a love. It's something that they're holding on to, but they have families and jobs and other commitments that are more pressing and at the end of the day, more important. And the team falls victim to some of these, outside effects. Would you say the Ottawa Fat Cats, for as young as they are having to deal with these issues as well?
I think that because they're a younger team, that's less of an issue.
Okay.
I know that at the signing deadline, they released a few players, and it wasn't a lack of skill. It was just a matter of getting guys signed that could make that commitment. And obviously, these aren't professional athletes. These are guys that are playing because they want to play competitive baseball and they like the game. But when you have a team, composed of mostly players in their early 20s, mid 20s, a lot of times they don't have families. They'll have a job or whatnot, but or go to school. But baseball can be a priority for them. And they had to play a couple guys there in Game 2 in Sebastian Williams and Brett Sabourin in